All right, so here's some of the equipment that we'll be using in this lab during the semester. Mainly, we're going to be using this VNA. It's this device here. It's called a Vector Network Analyzer, and it's a really cool piece of equipment. It allows you to test virtually any system so long as you can hook it up to a coaxial cable. And each of these VNAs will have a little VNA kit and two coaxial cables coming out of it like so. So I've got a little station set up over here, and I'm going to show you some of the items inside the kit and how to interpret them and how to use them. So first off, inside these drawers below the VNAs, you'll find these coaxial cables. They are called RG174. You can find all sorts of information on them on Google and whatnot. They're really cheap. They're about $3 to $10 a piece. And that's considerably cheap for a coaxial cable as opposed to these blue ones coming out of the VNA. These are probably several $1,000, so they can be quite expensive. So you want to be careful when using coaxial cables if it's a more expensive one, especially when concerning the threads and otherwise. And on that note, the VNAs themselves are quite expensive and even easy to break. So if you did want to break a VNA, what you would do is you would stick your finger into this coaxial port and you would short the inner conductor with the outer conductor. Now it's hard to do, this is a female port, so it's hard to do it on the female ports, but on the male ports like this one, it's quite easy to do. If this was connected to the VNA and I stuck my finger there, it would cause a short in the system and it could potentially break the VNA, which is bad because they're expensive. So please keep that in mind throughout the semester, and we'll try our best to remind you, but yes, you want to be very careful when working with VNAs not to short the VNA out with your body. All right, so here are some of the pieces inside the VNA kit. We have these two things on the left. This one is called a barrel connector, and I will frequently refer to this other one as a barrel connector as well. Really what they are is it's just a short length of coaxial cable, and it allows you to make intermediary connections. You'll probably only stick to this one for most of the semester, but as you can see, if I want to connect these things to the end of the coaxial cable first, I'll need to connect this intermediary barrel connector or this adapter. You want to make sure it's tight but not too tight. And now I can connect the other things onto the end here. Okay, so what are these other things? These other things are coaxial calibrating standards, and they're super cool. What they allow us to do is calibrate the VNA, and they're necessary for scientific experiments. You're going to have 3 of them in each kit. You're going to have this open circuit, a load standard, and a short circuit standard. The way that you tell which one each is, this is an open circuit because as you can see, there's nothing inside the standard, it's just air. This is a short circuit because as you can see, there's a little wire in there which connects the outer conductor to the inner conductor inside the standard, but it won't damage the VNA if you connect this on there. And this is a load. It's, you know, the information's not easy to see on here, but if you went and searched this online, you would find that this is a 50 ohm standard, and the reason why it's 50 ohms exactly relates to the characteristic impedance of this coaxial cable also being 50 ohms. Anyways, so those are all the pieces that you need to know about in the lab kit, and hopefully you'll get to use them on Lab 0.